Imagine you are chained to a rock. You are not going to be here for a day or a year. You are going to be here for an eternity. Every single morning, a giant eagle lands on your chest, tears your body open, and devours your liver. Every night, your body heals, just so the cycle can happen again tomorrow. Now imagine that you chose this, that you knew exactly what was coming before you acted, and you did it anyway. This is the story of Prometheus. It is an account of the moment every empire, every tyrant, and every god in history fears most, the individual who refuses to obey. Aeschylus uses this myth to define the ultimate cost of conscious defiance. It shows what happens when one person decides their convictions are worth more than their physical safety. Zeus sat at the top of Olympus as the absolute sovereign of the cosmos. His rule dictated the structural order of reality itself, the path of the sun, the falling of the rain, and the fate of all life. In that world, human beings were nothing. They lived in cold, dark caves, devoid of tools or divine sympathy. They existed closer to animals than to the gods who ignored them. Prometheus watched them suffer. He was a titan, a pre-Olympian deity older than Zeus. In ancient Greek, his name translates to "he who thinks ahead." He saw the gods hoarding the fire of Olympus like a private privilege, while human beings froze below. He looked at that hierarchy and made a decision that would cost him his freedom. His sacrifice suggests that true compassion against an unjust order requires a premeditative willingness to lose everything. He climbed Olympus, lit a torch from the sun's chariot, and hid the flame inside a hollow fennel stalk. Then he brought fire down to humanity. With fire, humans could cook, craft, and build cities. They began to develop the very tools of civilization that the gods had denied them. Zeus reacted with fury. He saw the fire in human hands as a rupture in his absolute order, a sign that his control over the world was no longer total. The true crime was the act of thinking for himself. Prometheus had looked at a sovereign decree and decided unilaterally that he knew better. For an autocrat, independent thought is the ultimate existential threat. It proves that the natural order is actually just a set of rules that can be ignored. Zeus had Prometheus seized and dragged to the ends of the earth, to the Caucasus Mountains. There, Hephaestus was ordered to nail him to a cliff above the abyss with iron bonds. And then the eagle came, every day, without mercy. In Aeschylus's play, the physical suffering is secondary to the Titan's mental state. The tragedy is driven by the fact that Prometheus knew this was his future. Even as his body is torn apart every morning, he does not repent. He accepted the punishment before he even stole the fire, rendering the pain useless as a tool for coercion. Physical torture fails when it is applied to a prisoner who has already internalized and accepted the consequences of their actions. Visitors come to the cliff: gods, sea nymphs, and cursed mortals. Each of them urges Prometheus to submit, to apologize, and to beg Zeus for his life. Prometheus refuses. He possesses a secret prophecy, a piece of knowledge that says Zeus's reign will one day end, just like the reign of every tyrant before him. This creates a radical power reversal. The tortured prisoner holding a secret truth now possesses more leverage than the god who holds the chains. The iron bonds on the rock are the physical manifestation of Zeus's fear. They are the only way the tyrant can react to a truth he cannot control. The play suggests that knowledge is the one thing absolute power cannot fully destroy or imprison. Prometheus Bound was performed in Athens around 460 BCE. It was a time when democracy was fragile, and powerful men routinely crushed those who dared to speak. Every generation has seen this story play out in reality. We see it in the scientist who publishes forbidden research, the journalist who prints the leaked documents, and the teacher who refuses to skip the banned lesson. Aeschylus uses the myth to argue that while a state can easily chain a body, it has no power over a mind that has already decided what it believes. The other two parts of this trilogy are lost to history. We don't know how the story ends, or if Prometheus is ever freed. This lack of resolution reflects the reality of the struggle itself. Read the original text for yourself. It is only 50 pages long. Tell me in the comments which character unsettled you most. Oppression can only target the physical. The decision to carry the fire of truth remains a perpetual personal choice.